Hey, what's up, guys? Jared Veldheer here with Blindside Health, back at you with another Wellness Wednesday. I am on the road today. I'm actually in Frisco, Texas. I have a workout with the Cowboys, and I got to keep it consistent with you guys. Got to get these Wellness Wednesday vids out. So, I'm going to take it on the road, and we're going to do it here. But before we get going, I got to show you guys what I'm looking at here. It's pretty spectacular. All right, so this is the Cowboys' new practice facility. As you can see, it's pretty large and looks like a stadium itself. Never have I seen a facility quite this grandiose. You can see their massive screen playing nonstop Cowboys clips, big turf lawn area down there. It's pretty spectacular. All right, guys, so today I want to talk about foam rolling. I travel with my Hyper Ice vibrational foam roller because foam rolling is important to me. It keeps me loose, it keeps me ready, it keeps me mobile, it keeps me pain-free and ready to crush it whenever that next workout is, or just feel good during the day. And I want to make this video for the person who has never really foam rolled before, or maybe they foam rolled once or twice and they can't quite figure out why they're doing it, what they're doing. Maybe it just seemed like a gigantic waste of time, but let me tell you it's not. That's why I'm traveling with this guy right here. It allows me to stay optimal at all times. So let's get into it here. Let's just start out by addressing some upper back health and kind of run through the fundamentals and principles of foam rolling when applicable to the upper back. So I'm going to take my roller and I'm going to position it kind of right underneath my shoulder blades. And I'm going to start by just kind of relaxing into it. Maybe we just take a couple deep breaths and just kind of sink into it. And you should feel a pretty good stretch, and you should probably feel some kind of pops or cracks, healthy cracks in your back, relief, just those discs moving and creating some space for you. And then once you do that, just start rolling back and forth. And you can give yourself a big hug. Oh, got a great pop out right there. That was fantastic. And you just kind of go back and forth. One of the big things is trying to get some of these trigger points out when you're foam rolling. That's one of the reasons I do it. So when you hit kind of a hot spot, settle down on that hot spot, take some deep breaths, maybe slightly contract and relax that muscle and really try to get that hot spot, that trigger point out of there. And it really comes down to being able to fully relax on it and then just make some small movements back and forth until it slowly starts to release. And then once you've addressed that, work to that next area. And that's kind of how to address specific acute tightness or trigger points. The other nice thing about foam rolling is it loosens up your fascia. And fascia, think of it as this big connective sheet of tissue above your muscles, underneath your skin. It's, if you pick a cat up by the scruff, you can see all that skin kind of move, and that is the fascia being separate from the muscle. There's no adhesion to the muscle from the fascia, and that's what you want. You want those sliding surfaces, and the foam roller can help restore that. So, for instance, if we get on our foam roller and we start just, sawing back and forth sideways like this, I am taking that fascia and I'm moving it side to side. And this is going to basically unglue any stuck fascia so the muscles can fire properly, there's nothing being hindered, and you are as supple as possible. So you can do this really with any muscle group. I could put this right on my lat here. I could do the same thing, just kind of back and forth, keeping that fascia nice and loose. And one of the nice benefits of foam rolling is it engages your parasympathetic nervous system, and that kicks you into the rest and digest mode. It chills you out. It's a nice break from the stresses of the day, and it helps me, with my whoop recovery, helps me, offset any kind of psychological stress, any kind of environmental stress from my workouts, whatever it is, and helps create balance. And right now, as I'm talking to you guys, I can feel a little hot spot in my lat. So, I'm just kind of parked on it here. I'm just going to move really slowly back and forth. And I'm going to use that kind of sawing action here, not just for the fascia, but to kind of get that trigger point, get that hot spot out of there. And man, does this feel good. You'll kind of notice the longer you do this, the better you'll be, as simple as that sounds. And you'll start to really know your body. You'll know where you carry tension, where you carry these hot spots, and you'll start to feel better the more you do this. And the nice thing with foam rolling is it's easy. You can get a foam roller super cheap off Amazon, your local sporting goods store, wherever it is. You want to make one out of a PVC pipe from the hardware store? Great, you can do that too. I like this one. It's got the vibration built into it. I don't know if you can hear that there. It's got a few different speeds. And what that vibration does is it kind of runs interference between your brain and the muscle group that you're working on, so you can really relax into it. It's easier to work out those hot spots because you're not so tense on it. It disrupts it. It disrupts that signal that, hey, this is really painful. Get off of that. Which is not what we want when we're rolling. We want to stay on that area and basically absolve that pain or that trigger's point. And the vibration helps that. It helps you sink into it. It helps run that interference between your brain and whatever you are on tissue-wise, and allows you to sink in there and do what you need to do and get rid of any kind of subdermal adhesion, any kind of pain, any kind of trigger point. So guys, some of my favorite spots to roll out are my glutes. To hit the glutes, I'll go into a cross-legged stretch here. I'll show you real quick. If I'm hitting the glute, I'm gonna put it right on the glute, and I'm going to cross this leg over and just roll back nice and slow. Maybe do a little side-to-side seesaw action there. And you can really feel when you're rolling the glutes where you carry that tension, where those tight spots are. Usually for me, it's kind of right on the side of the hip right there. Yep, that's the spot. And then, just work it out. A good thing to do is set the timer on your phone. Set it for a couple minutes per spot. That way you're not just hitting it quick 10 seconds, hydroplaning over the muscle and moving on. That's not the goal. The goal is to give some time to these areas of our body. 2 minutes is kind of the minimum time for me. And I'm not gonna just total body foam roll. I'm gonna pick a couple muscle groups to work on. Maybe it's before or after a workout. And, for instance, maybe it's that thoracic, upper back, and glutes. And then I proceed. That way, I'm about 8 minutes, maybe a little less, and I'm ready to roll. And then you can kind of work different muscle groups on different days and stay on top of it that way. This way your body's not breaking down. You're staying nice, supple, nice and loose. You are able to self-service your own muscle, your own tissue releases. And, in the time of pandemic and COVID, that's huge because a lot of us aren't able to go see any massage therapist. I know a lot of places are still shut down, and it's a nice way to stay on top of it with some good self-care at home. Some other muscle groups that are great to hit: calves, quads, hip flexors, pec, tricep, bicep. Really, you can hit anything with the foam roller. You can get creative. You can even get into that core region, into some of those pelvic muscles. You can get as gnarly as you want. So you know what? Pick up a foam roller, set the timer for 2 minutes on that muscle group, and get rolling today. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. It was fun hitting some foam rolling basics. You can see in the background here the beautiful, massive, awesome new Cowboys practice facility. It's pretty sweet. Got a workout coming up. I feel great about it, guys, because working out is kind of my wheelhouse. You guys have kind of followed along with me the last couple months and seen some of the things that I do to stay active, stay ready, stay performing at my best, and keep my health, wellness, and performance at optimal levels. And if you want to continue with this journey with me, subscribe if you haven't already. I got a good bunch of people that are doing this thing with me. I want you guys to be one of them if you're not already. And please hit that like button if you haven't, guys. That helps me. It lets me know what you guys like to see and what I need to put out there. So guys, thank you for hanging out with me today, doing some rolling. Go grab a roller, set the timer for 2 minutes per muscle group, and get going.